Welcome to Hello Baltimore County. I'm Ellen Kobler. If it's true that you are what you eat after the holidays, we might all be in a little bit of trouble. Here to help us get back on track for the new year is Abby Patterson, a registered dietitian nutritionist with Nourish Family Nutrition. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
So tell us a little bit about being a dietitian and Nourish Family Nutrition, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nourish Family Nutrition is a private practice of registered dietitians in the Baltimore area. So we provide nutrition counseling and nutrition services to individuals, families, and businesses. My primary role being corporate wellness. So I work on site particularly with different businesses and Baltimore County employees throughout the Baltimore area.
Okay, so you have brought us 7 essential tips for establishing healthy habits. Let's start with number 1, which is my personal favorite, ditch the diet. Yay!
Yes, so ditch the diet, and you all might be surprised to hear this one, but ditch the diet, especially this time of year. We see diet information everywhere you look, and we know that diets don't work. The research is there. So about 95% of people fail diets, and they're set up for, they have rigorous rules for us to follow.
Really regimented.
Really regimented, yep. So be wary of anything that is selling a supplement, or they're selling their food, or any product to buy. So I always recommend thinking about, can you see yourself following this plan in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? And if the answer is yes, then it sounds like a wonderful plan. And that's not a diet. That's a lifestyle change.
Okay, well that leads us to, I think, my second favorite, eat real food.
Eat real food, yes. So real food is food where you can think about where it came from and how it got to your plate. So you think about an apple outside on the tree and now it's on your plate, or eggs. We know where eggs come from and now they're on your plate. So processed food is going to be broken down a little bit more, and it's going to contain more calories, saturated fat, and more sugar. So not things that are particularly beneficial for trying to establish those healthy habits and prevent disease.
And all those mysterious words in the ingredients, that's a red flag, right?
All the mysterious words, yeah, and sometimes there's a lot of those. So kind of deciphering between your real food and what's not. So sticking to the basics: fruits, vegetables, your whole grains, lean proteins, foods that we know. Those foods are going to provide the most nutrition for our body.
So meats are okay?
Yep, lean proteins, those are going to be the best. They're going to have the least saturated fat. So lean chicken, lean turkey, absolutely.
Okay, and make every meal half produce. That sounds a little bit challenging.
Yes, and we've heard this one time and time again. So fruits and vegetables provide a ton of antioxidants, and the research is there. We know that a diet high in fruits and vegetables is high in antioxidants, and those antioxidants prevent against disease. They help to delay cell damage in the body, so we know that they're beneficial for us. The tricky part is getting them in. So I typically recommend for vegetables particularly, I hear a lot, what if I don't like vegetables? Try eating them in different ways, preparing them in different ways, roasting instead of boiling, or adding different seasonings and spices as well.
Okay. Whole grains, they're very important, right?
Whole grains. So whole grains are going to be defined as a grain where all 3 parts of the grain are intact. That's the definition of a whole grain. And when you refine a grain, you take away the fiber, the B vitamins, and you're left with 1 part of the grain, which is really just the starch. So think about going from a piece of whole wheat bread, quality whole wheat bread, to a piece of white bread. So you lose a lot of the nutrition there, and you lose the fiber. And that fiber helps to stabilize blood sugar and hold us over to the next meal. It helps to lower cholesterol as well.
And you have to read the labels on that too, because these food manufacturers, they're tricky.
They are very tricky. So what you're looking for on a food label, since we're chatting about bread, I'll go ahead and continue with that one. The first ingredient you want to see is whole wheat flour, or whole grain flour.
Okay, good to know.
That means that it is a whole grain, or looking for the whole grain stamp.
All right, and getting sort of back to the don't diet, some people think, well, if I skip a meal, I'm getting fewer calories throughout the day, but that's not good, huh?
It is not, so that will backfire on us in the end. Eating regularly throughout the day helps to stabilize metabolism, energy levels, and it helps to make sure that we don't overindulge or overeat at a meal later in the day.
Right, because if you feel like you're starving yourself, you kind of get mad and you feel resentful and then you eat more, I guess.
Yeah, your blood sugar's low and you're hungry.
You get hangry.
Yeah, absolutely. and that will backfire on us in the end. So eating regularly, it does sound counterintuitive to eat more for establishing healthy habits, but breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some snacks is the best way to make sure that you are establishing healthy habits.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I like what I'm hearing.
Yes.
All right,
Eat
now
more.
your next point has to do not with food, but with water.
Hydration. Staying hydrated, mostly with water, is essential for making sure that our body's doing what it needs to do. So our body is composed of about 60% water, which is needed for digestion and absorption. So many different processes in the body. And if we're dehydrated, we're going to feel it. We're going to feel fatigued. We're going to feel tired, maybe a little cranky. And
Do
so
you
making
feel hungrier even?
You can, absolutely. So typically the way that dehydration manifests is in the form of hunger.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
And we can grab food instead of grabbing a sip of water, which is what our body needs. So that's definitely
Interesting.
something to stay in tune with.
All right, and then your seventh tip, I think, is the one that makes all the other tips work. Plan ahead.
Planning ahead, yes. So planning ahead, taking 20 to 30 minutes before you go grocery shopping to assess your week and plan some meals can be really beneficial in saving time, making more nutritious choices, and then saving money as well. So just taking a little bit of time before you go grocery shopping can really set you up for success with establishing healthy habits.
Well,
'Cause
here's
go ahead.
Well, here's something I do. I basically grocery shop for the office because I know I'm going to be hungry, and so I buy certain nuts and I'll get little fruit packs and things and have them there so that I go there rather than the vending machine.
Yeah, and that's a great strategy because if you're hungry, you have something accessible that's a healthy option. And if you don't, the vending machine's the second option, and when we're hungry, we know that if we need something, we are going to eat what's accessible. So having things readily available is the best way to set yourself up for success.
Okay, and talk a little bit more about the eating real food. I think that's, in a way, some people think if it's raw or whatever, I have to cook it. It's harder to do than the process, but I find that's not necessarily true.
You know, with eating real food, it is important to strive to eat those foods that are going to give us the most nutrition. So those whole foods, fruits, vegetables, those lean proteins that we talked about, beans, and it doesn't have to be that it's taking us a long time to prepare them. So grabbing fruits and veggies that are already chopped and preparing them that way, and really just steering clear of a lot of our processed foods.
Okay, got it. Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate your taking time.
Thank you for having me here today.
Sure, and thank you for watching Hello Baltimore County. We encourage you to connect with Baltimore County government on all of our social media platforms.